What's new, fat hay?
Today on Action Figure Times, we're going to start looking at Batman Incorporated, starting with the Batman figure. Doco in here with Action Figure Times. Today we're going to be looking at figures from a storyline that I absolutely hate, which is the Batman Incorporated series. Now, for those of you who do not know, yes, absolutely, I despise it. And I've had a hard time really holding it against not holding it against Morrison, because there should only be one Batman, and he shouldn't be traveling around, and Bruce Wayne shouldn't be up employing other Batmen around the planet. I mean, it's like he never read the book. And I know, no, back in the 60s and the 70s and stuff, but this is today with the... Never mind. Well, this is a toy thing, okay? We're going to go ahead and look at the first figure in the wave, or what I'm considering the first figure in this wave, which is Batman. Now, and when I say Batman, I guess I should clarify nowadays, I'm talking about the Bruce Wayne Batman, not the Dick Grayson Batman, or the Swahili Batman, or whoever it might happen to be. I'm actually talking about Bruce, the man. Now, interesting thing on the packaging that I think is kind of funny, actually, and if I was doing this, it would be a slam. Right here you see, it looks like a membership card. And you've got a little scan bar, and it says Wayne Enterprises and Batman Incorporation. And then it says Batman Collector Action Figure. Now up at the top, this is artwork based on, I was trying to remember which comic it came from, but this is actually artwork based on one of the comics. And I actually like the artwork, even though I don't like the yellow oval symbol. I actually do like this artwork. Now on the back, you see the four figures in the wave. You see the main man, Batman, Robin, or excuse me, Damian as Robin, Man of Bats, kind of a cool figure, and then Knight of Knight and Squire, the English Batman. You get a little bit of a bio on what this series is about. They refer back to the return of Bruce Wayne, where throughout time, Bruce, you know, he'd be a caveman in a Wild West, and a pirate, and even one of the guys from Salem. I'm trying to remember, not Amish, a Pilgrim, or whatever. Anyway. And then the Arkham Asylum figures. Hey, those of you that actually want to see a closer look at these Arkham Asylum figures, let me know. I actually recently picked up a set, but it's been a while since they've been out. But if you want me to see, if you want to see them, let me know, and I will be glad to do a review over them. Now, I got these at my local comic shop, Collector's Comics. They always do me right. Now let's go ahead and, oh, it's got the DC Direct symbol right there, but let's go ahead and get him open, okay? Now, yeah, I really do. I hate this whole storyline. I have refused. I've read maybe one book, and I realize it's going to be even worse than I thought. Okay, I've got a twist tie in his back here. It's going to be even worse than I thought, so I'm not buying that. If you're enjoying that storyline, we do have a counseling line here at AFT. No, I'm just kidding, we don't. I mean, to each his own. Come on out of there, bats. All right. Now, actually, you can see it came out fairly easy. It's got a little bit of a impression back there. It reminds me kind of the 60s on the Batmobile. Now, this is really the last time we're looking at the packaging, because the packaging is entirely the same on all of the figures as far as the back. So, or actually as far as the front as well, okay? So I might be referring many times back to this particular review so you can look at the packaging. Now, first off, I see the base. It's just a plain symbol, not the Batman Incorporated symbol or Batman symbol or anything. I used to think this was DC Direct going cheap, but to be honest with you, I've since decided that I really like this, because if they give me a cheap stand but a great figure and more into the figure, I'm happy with that. Not only that, on the bigger stands, it made it harder on my shelves to put things together, and the spacing was just wrong. But let's go ahead and look at the figure. Okay, looking at the cape, very well sculpted. You can see he's got some layers and things going on back there. Now, I will be immediately after this segment, we'll go ahead and put it on the turntable and roll it around and let you take a look at it from all the different sides, and then you can see it I'll have it really up close. Now, he's got some gauntlets. He's got a wrist joint. He's got a bicep joint, and he's got a elbow joint. You know, I always said that with DC Direct sculpts, if they could get their articulation right, they would rule the world, because they have some tremendously great sculpts. Like the Mattel with the DC Universe line, when they did the Sinestro Scarecrow and then the Star Sapphire Wonder Woman, personally for me, the DC Direct sculpts were far superior. And I know a lot of people got on to me about they're not even close because they don't pose. Well, DC Direct wasn't going after posability, but it looks like they're improving it, because look, I mean, he can actually do some stuff. Now it does suffer from having to have it worked out, but he's got some motion in there. I'm impressed by that. I mean, that's awesome. You know, I wish I had an accessory like a batarang or something. Now, I personally didn't really care for this costume all that much, maybe because of the oval, and now I'm having trouble getting his arm to go back to the regular position. Okay, maybe because of the oval. To me, this bat suit would be a little bit clunky with coming together like it is, but hey, he's got the little bat, they did put the little Batman symbol on the belt. He's got pouches all the way around, larger pouches in the rear. Got one smaller pouch that looks like a very nice belt. It is somewhat attached, but you can move it around just a hair. Now, as far as leg motions, he's got knees. He's got knee joints. He has a twist joint at his boot. That's kind of neat. And you'll see all this again in a second. Now, one thing that they're not doing yet that I wish that they would do is better hips. They seem to fall down on the hips, but hey, I remember a time when their arms didn't even really do any sort of bending. So this is actually kind of cool. I like the detailing. The paint is awesome. The muscles, I mean, you can see down in his groin area. Not that I stare at a lot of men's groin areas, but you can see how the pants are coming together. You can see up in his shoulders about how the uniform. There's a lot of detail in this figure that's really kind of cool. Nice gauntlets. He's got hands that could hold something. Wish they'd given me something for him to hold. The head will turn from side to side, but this is actually, I mean, this is a lot of articulation for a DC Direct figure. It seems like they're really stepping up. Guys, now give me some hips, and where my hips can do some Jean-Claude Van Damme's, and I can do some kicking with my guys, and then we'll be cooking with oil. Now the problem is like, even if I had a Batmobile, like I can't ride around in a Batmobile, I don't think, like that. But I could grab the wheel. That's cool. Was a day we couldn't do that. Anyway, this is the DC Direct Batman Incorporated Batman. I like the head sculpt. I like the fact that he has whited out eyes. He's got a furrowed brow that we'll look up close. But let's go ahead and put it on the turntable, let you see it all the way around. Oops, sorry. Before we go to the turntable, there was two things that I wanted to give you. First off, I was able to get the stand on. It was a little bit difficult to get on the first time, but it's going on there pretty good. Now, both feet don't go on the stand very well. One is kind of barely on. You can kind of see it there. But I'm okay with that because I like the slimness of the stand, so I can put him next to other figures. Now, as far as scale, this is the Constipated Batman that just came out in the Batman Legacy series. If you haven't seen that review, you can do that. You can kind of see there, this is more, you know, real Batman scale. He's a little short here, but that is kind of cool. When I say Batman scale, you know, the tall, dark type. But anyway, you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at there. Now let's go ahead and get him on the turntable. Now, as we look at Batman up close, I have to say I really like these lines. You can tell that he's glaring at you with the way the mask is. I like the white eyes. I think they did a good job. It's a pretty nice facial sculpt. I like the way the bat ears, how they slope up. I think that's a good job. You can even see the little bit of indentation of his ear on his cowl. I think that's pretty cool. The symbol itself honestly reminds me a little bit back of the old movie days. It is textured and it does stand out. These lines along the uniform, honestly, I'm not sure that I like them or not. It's kind of got a, I don't know what kind of feel to it exactly, but I'm not crazy about it. But that's not the sculptor's fault. That's the way he looks. One thing that is probably the sculptor's fault, or the design of the toys, or the manufacturer, whoever you want to pick, is that the belt is off-center. Now, I don't have OCD, but I do wish that when I stood my figure up, it did look like he was, when he was looking forward, that he didn't look like he had just come out of the bathroom and his pants were twisted. The gloves are very nice. I like all the detail on the gloves. I think they did an excellent job. Got a little of a brass knuckle feel here on them. That's cool. Nice gauntlets. I like the position of the hands, where you could do some different things with them if you wanted to. This one obviously looks like you could grab them by the throat. The pants, again, I like all the lines. I think there's some good detailing down in here. The boots are kind of cool. I like the fact of how they twist. Now, again, going back to the articulation, we've got him where he'll bend at your knee, at the knees, at the hips, kind of. But he's got some great use of his biceps up here. The cape limits some, it feels like, and he twists at his wrist. So this is actually very, very cool. I really like this figure. Nice cape, nice scalloping. Now this is available at your local comic book shop. You should be able to go in there and find him. I strongly recommend that you buy this DC Direct figure. It is a nice looking Batman. Now, you're not going to get as much articulation out of him as, say, the Mattel figures, but hey, it is a nice looking figure.